Hi guys, welcome to week 5. I'm just trying to find good light here. Welcome to week 5. We are doing the Crochet Waffle washcloth. So we're finishing out our assignment 1 with our washcloth series. And not only that, it's waffles. Crochet waffles. Now I'm hungry. So we're going to try our Crochet Waffle washcloth. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so last week we did the knit waffle washcloth. Now we're going to do the crochet version. So it really just depends on how big you want it. I like mine around 7 inches, okay? So 7 inches is pretty good, 7 to 8. So I'm following a pattern. My pattern says to even use this, the Lily Sugar and Cream, and to use an H size hook. If you were here for last week, that's great. If you weren't, let's just look at the gauge one more time. This time we're not looking at the knit gauge, we're looking at the crochet gauge. So the crochet gauge says that it's 13 single crochets equals 4 inches. So if I take that into account, that would mean that about 3.5 maybe stitches equals an inch, okay? Or single crochets. So if I'm going to try to find 7, I would think I'd probably be around what would I be around? 3.5 times 7 would be like 20, 25 maybe, 24, 25. Have to do something around that. So it's a little bit different with crochet. You can figure out those stitches, but if you're doing a multiple of a stitch, my pattern says to change my dishcloth size because their size is 12 inches by 12 inches, and I don't want that. I want something a little more wieldy. I want something more like 7, okay, or 8. So if I'm going to do 8, they're saying to change the dishcloth size. If I were looking at this pattern, for 7 was like maybe 24, 25, okay, or maybe 24, let's say, and then 8 would be 3.5 times 8 would be 24, okay, and then that would probably be a couple more from 24, like 27, okay, 3 more. So somewhere around that. So my multiple of my starting chain is 3. And then I have to add 2 to the end. And the 2 are going to be the ends. It sounds complicated, but all that really means is we're just going to find we're going to find somewhere in there. So a multiple of 3, okay? That's what's important right now. I think we're going to go to 24. So let's go to 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm using a cotton yarn too, like last time. I like to do my washcloths in cotton. If you don't like that, that is fine. You can do it in any weight you want. Or yarn type. But cotton generally stays, keeps its shape after being washed. It has a longer lifeline than acrylic yarn. And the acrylic yarn kind of disintegrates if you use it too much for work. I don't know. That's my experience. But if you have a different experience, that's completely fine. Just use what you're comfortable with. So I'm counting my chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I've got 24, and that's a multiple of 3 because 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, and then you have to add 2, so 26. Okay, so now we're going to double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have to double crochet, you have to yarn over. Okay, and then across all chains until the end of the row. So for example, I should be 1 less than what I started with. I would be probably at 25 instead of 26, which is what the amount of chains I had in my foundation row. So I'm just gonna double crochet across. I don't know about you, I always kind of have the curly whirlies with my double crochets, or not just double crochets, my foundation row. I like my foundation row a little tight, so it's a little more stable, so don't mind me. Oop. So this is your beginning row. I'm going to let you go, and then when I get to the last double crochet, we'll pick up again, because I've got quite a few, huh? Okay, so I finished my double crochets across. If you want it to be bigger than this, pick your next size up, which would be 36 plus 2, or no, 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 is 29, so you would pick 29, okay? That's the next size up. If you want it even bigger than that, just keep going. You'd have to figure it out, but you could just follow me. This is about 6 inches, okay? So I've got 24 double crochets, not 25. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it. I'm going to start row 1. So I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. I'm going to double crochet in the first stitch, okay? Here we go. Okay. And then double crochet in the next stitch. So when you double crochet, you're going into the top. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to front post double crochet in the next stitch. So this seems a little weird. Instead of going up here, through here, I'm going to go this way. Okay, so I had wrapped the yarn around already, so I'm going to go through the post here, and now I'm going to double crochet using that. Okay, it's kind of weird, so I'm going to keep going with you. Now I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So the next one would be this one. Sometimes it helps. So don't do it on top of your front double crochet. Do it here on the top of the next one. So, oops, I didn't yarn over. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, and then one more. Oop, I think I split. Okay, and then into the next one. So you do 2 normal double crochets and then a front post. So wrap it around and go into this next one right here. It's the next one you would go into. Double crochet, double. So see how it's kind of sitting here. So now the trickiest part I think is always the next one after the front post. It's this one. So not this one here. So follow that up to the top and then go into that one right there. Okay, one more double crochet. And then front post double crochet. Okay, just keep following along with me. Sometimes once the pattern starts taking shape, especially in crochet and knitting, it becomes easier to follow along just automatically. So once you're done with this row, I think it will become easier. And you're learning your front posts. Oop, don't split your yarn if you can help it. I'm just going across here. So remember, after every front post on this row, there's 2 double crochets in between. Okay, just keep going. Split that one. Okay, next one's the front post. Okay, then 2 more. Oh, I'm not going through the front post, sorry, I'm going through the top. See, sometimes you have to pay attention or else you'll make a mistake. And then the last one is a front post double crochet. Okay, so you should finish on a front post, and that's your first row of starting your waffle stitch. All right, so what we do is I went ahead and I took out my last front post double crochet, because actually I should have 23, okay? So I'll write that flaw in there for that pattern. I'll write it out. But now, our first row, we're going to do 2 front post double crochets, okay? So what's important is you're matching those 2 front post double crochets with the double crochets, the normal ones, on the row below, okay? And then we're going to do just a double crochet on top of the row below where we had a front post double crochet. All right, so it should end up kind of looking like this, and it creates a little bit of your waffle look right there. Okay, so let's keep going. So 2 front posts, double crochets, 1 normal double crochet. It might be kind of tricky to do this at first, but it gets easier over time, and what's nice is it'll become kind of reversible, so it'll end up looking prettier the more you work on it. So 2 front post double crochets, 1 normal double crochet. Make sure you're matching it on that front post down below. And what's nice is all you have to do is repeat the row before in this row, and you'll have your waffle stitch. So simple. You just have to get the count right. So then double, normal double, 2 front post double crochets, one double, 2 front post double crochets. This is all about doing our front posts. You don't even have to do back posts. And then one normal. You should end with a 2 front post double crochets, because you started with 2 normal double crochets. Okay? Hope that makes sense. All right. So then if I turn this, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Starting to look really nice. It's pretty reversible, so it'll make this nice like textury stitch. Look at that. Pretty. So give that a try, your waffle stitch. And in the next coming weeks, I'll have an example to show you when I'm done. Okay, that's it for the crochet waffle stitch. I hope you enjoyed it. It might seem a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, I guarantee you it'll be like second nature. So that's it for assignment 1, waffle stitch. dishcloth, washcloth assignment. Give these a try. You could always make, if you don't want a washcloth, you could make a pillowcase, whatever. But these are fun crochet stitches to try, and so much more different than, you know, the simple double crochet or single crochet or V-stitch. Just something really neat and different. Okay, see you next week for our knit shawl journey.